Hello everybody, my name is Renzer, and I'd like to welcome you to a remake of a video that opened up my career on YouTube, let's say, and that allowed me to transfer my knowledge to everybody who wanted to listen. We're going to be remaking the video called Shadow War, The Art of Crosshair Placement. When I first made this video, I looked around other YouTube channels and thought to myself, what could I do to in a way contribute to the general player? What could I give the general player that would allow him to become better? And the first thing that came to my mind was crosshair placement. But I was never very proud of the way it turned out because, the commentary wasn't good, the video itself wasn't perfect, and I'm not saying this one will be perfect, but I really hope that it will be a general improvement. So I hope you enjoy, and I'd like to invite you to the video. So let's start from the top, and let's establish once again what is crosshair placement. Crosshair placement is the act of pre-aiming. It means that you keep your crosshair at a place where you think your enemy is going to be before you need to. It is, by no joke, one of the most, if not the most important thing an FPS player can learn to master. The biggest benefit from this technique is the fact that you do not have to acquire a target. In most scenarios, if you pre-aim a certain position, the target acquisition happens by the movement of your enemy. In layman's terms, your foe literally walks into your crosshair. If you're on the receiving end, this technique makes it seem that you can instantly aim at somebody's head, while in reality, all you're doing is preparing yourself and preparing your crosshair in a position that you might expect an engagement to happen. It is very strong, very effective, and very simple. When starting to implement this technique into your gameplay, the most important thing to do is to adjust your crosshair's height. In short, you should always keep your crosshair at head level no matter what you're doing. That way, all you will need to do when engagement happens is to pull the trigger and let it fly. Of course, to do it correctly every time, you need experience and good general knowledge of the bases you are fighting at. Please take a look at some examples and notice my crosshair's position. Notice how little effort it takes to get the crosshair on the enemy. Notice how crosshair placement degrades the need to swipe and adjust the position of my mouse in a hurry. Realize that by aiming before I need to, I cut my reaction time by half, giving me a great advantage over the player I am engaging. In this example, I am 100% sure that the enemy will be going up these stairs. Because of this knowledge, I am able to pre-aim all of them and drop them before they know what hit them. Crosshair placement is like pretending to have this knowledge all the time. If you treat every corner like there would be an enemy behind it, you will be always ready, and you will notice that you will tend to win 1v1s way more often. When you get it over your head how to execute this correctly, you will finally understand why sometimes it seems that experienced players drop you instantly. What distinguishes a veteran FPS player from somebody new is not so much the reflexes, but the ability to be ready and not allow others to catch you with your pants down. Remember, others may be faster, younger, and with faster twitches and better muscle memory, but their speed won't matter frack when all you need to do is press a button. And yes, that was a Battlestar Galactica reference. Crosshair placement is such a basic and fundamental feature and skill in FPS gameplay that I can't, help but to shrug every time I watch a video or stream by an experienced PlanetSide 2 player who claims to be very good at the infantry game, but still they keep their crosshair at the ground. It's not that I you know, try to be here and come out as a person who is better than somebody else, but I'm just very surprised because whenever you go into competitive gaming or you try to get into competitive FPS, this is the first thing you have to master, really. Now, what I think is they can get away with this because, believe it or not, uh, PlanetSide 2 has a pretty damn long kill time. Now, it may seem short that, that some weapons take less than half a second to kill, but in reality, in most FPS games, which are highly competitive, if you have correct crosshair placement and if you hit the guy's head, the kill time is literally instant because usually there is no bullet travel time and people go down as quickly as you can press the button. An example of this is actually the game that taught me most when it comes to FPS gameplay, and this game is Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This game does not forgive any mistakes. If you move, your shots go everywhere. The crosshair doesn't show you your recoil nor your bloom, but on the other hand, it showers you with gold for being professional. Notice how much correct crosshair placement allows me to protect the bomb from the terrorists and ultimately clutch the round. Here's another example of how powerful crosshair placement is. Even though I'm just pop starring here, because I needed some footage so I jumped in after more than a year of a break, the argument still stands. Crosshair placement is an FPS skill that crosses over to most shooters. This makes it even more worth your time to learn and to master. CSGO has a similar time to kill like PS2 if you hit the body, but turns into a Zoe NC Haxamax instagib with most weapons when you go for the head. I'm sure that by now you understand how important this mindset is. Not only will it work in all games, but it will allow you to compete with people younger than you who have a faster response time. But that's enough of theory and CSGO. Let's come back to PS2 and look at some more examples of how we can use this to our advantage. Notice please our Vanov friend over here. I realize that he's running to the right, to the entrance on the other side of the tech plant. So I move up, and I predict that he's gonna come out over here. I aim, and there he is, and we get a kill. Apart from peeking corners and predicting enemy movements, I also use this when I defend myself. Here I get attacked, so I turn around, I pre-aim, and I get the guy in the head. Here are some other examples of the same concept. I hope you have enjoyed our little revamp of my first real tutorial. If you think it was helpful, please like it and share it. And when you see somebody sweeping the ground for treasure with his crosshair, call it out and link them the video. Hang tight, Shadow Warriors. Renzer out.
I'm gonna shotgun your guy. I'm gonna shotgun you. Boom. See ya.
Somebody's not holding A point.